for all you guys, just how different is starting the season on the road, especially like not at like a Baylor or a Quinnipiac, like when you go into like a smaller gym against a team where you know you have a start value advantage. And so like what kind of how different was that from last year when you got to be here and have that meet against Morgan State, and then also just how much does having like a mock meet in here before that help kind of alleviate whatever struggle there might be?
For me, even it's like a smaller team, we still have the same exact mindset. Like if it was Baylor, if it's Quinnipiac. So for me, like I still have the same mindset. Doesn't matter if there's a smaller team. Like their whole travel roster or their whole roster is like our travel roster. So it's just the exact same. Having a mock meet here also great way to start so we can actually see like everyone that's going to be there, the surroundings of everything, the sounds, everything is kind of good to get used to before there's a real meet. And for me, I don't get very nervous, so it's kind of just a good time and just kind of understanding everything again.
Wish I didn't get nervous.
Yeah. Having a smaller school to go against for the first meet though is a little beneficial for our team, just because of the fact that like, well, this year we only have 2, I believe, but in previous years, like we've had like lots of freshmen that have been competing, or even this year we don't have a lot of freshmen, but we do have a lot of new people in starting lineup. And I think that meet was good to like get the nerves out and like knowing what it feels like to compete. So then when we do go against those big competitors like Quinnipiac or Baylor, that like everyone is ready to kind of like put their best foot forward.
I guess maybe not Briya, but Taylor had said like, oh, like we like at the start of last season, like we're maybe working some nerves out. Did you guys feel like there were nerves for this game or this meet?
The past meet.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think there were definitely some nerves. We had a lot of kind of mistakes that happen that usually don't happen, at least at practice. So I think that that meet we did have quite a bit of nerves of different people, and I think that it was good to kind of get those nerves out now rather than later, so that we can keep building up instead of taking steps back.
Do you feel like having that away meet again, you have an opportunity to get those kind of jitters out of the way? Now you can come home, you guys can really kind of find yourselves, feel yourselves. How important do you feel like that is to maybe start the season the way you did, and now be able to have an opportunity where meet number 2, you guys are at home, you guys can really start getting into your groove?
Yeah, I think home field advantage is something that is kind of overlooked, but it is very important. I think that there will be a huge shift in energy because we'll be at home, we'll be at MK, we'll have our fans and our parents here, but then also we have the rest of our team behind us. So when we travel, it's just top 24. So it's kind of everyone there who's competing, also making our own energy. But now we have the rest of our team behind us to cheer us on and keep people motivated. And yeah, I think that having the advantage of being home will definitely turn around the performance, and everyone will feel much more confident.
For this upcoming meet against Quinnipiac, both you and Quinnipiac are really strong in the pyramid event. They didn't score below a 9.8. You guys didn't score below a 9.85 in your last meets. Just talk about what you guys bring to the table in that event, and how you guys see that as a strength. What do you guys like that you do in that event?
I mean, I think last year for me specifically, I didn't really play a role in pyramid event, and now I'm kind of mating the inversion pyramid, which is something that's new for me. But I have the best bridge on planet Earth. It's blessed, so I get to stand on somebody that's been in pyramid event before, and it was a little nerve-wracking at first because it's just not something that I was used to. I'm usually on the ground, but I think that with the inversion pyramid and the sync pyramid and all the pyramids that we have something good to show to Quinnipiac and something competitive that we could do something with.
Angelica, I want to ask about you and Cassie swapping over to Seven Element.
Yeah.
Could you just start by just explaining what changed in the heat?
For
like what's different from the Seven Elements? What'd you add to the?
Well, like obviously last year the slide to split was in the 5-element heat, so we didn't need to add an extra skill to it because the slide to split just hit all 5 elements that we needed. But obviously we have a different 5-element heat this year, which is just a jump handstand and no slide to split. So when we added it to the 7-element, we needed to add another skill. That's why we do the dangle that's at the end of it, just to meet the requirements for the 7 elements that we're supposed to have.
And like
Yeah.
Like, how does that discussion happen when they say, like, listen, we know Bethany and Bella aren't going to have that
Mhm.
skill you guys put in the end of last year? Just like, what was the process like? Was it just like something like, oh yeah, we can add the dangle at the end? Like,
Yeah, I think that we had tried a bunch of different combinations going in, like in fall term, and we chose what the safest option was going to be and when that was going to be the sturdiest and get us the most points in that. And that ended up being the dangle at the end of it because obviously we did the slide display last year. So it's a lot easier to do it this year than it was last year because we had done it all last year. So it was just kind of finding something that would solidify it and keep it as clean and nice as possible. But it went through a lot of trials and tribulations in fall term to figure out what the end of it was going to be. So yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, just one more thing on that one. You guys obviously hit it in Salmonella in Missouri, and then I'm not sure what happened in team event, but I think you guys dropped one, and then you hit it later in there.
Yeah.
Just what happened with that one?
I think it was just a loss of technique. We did it last year in team event as well, and I just think that it was nerves and a loss of technique, but obviously we got all the nerves out, so it's not going to happen again, and we already know how to do it, and we know what we're supposed to do, and we know what it's supposed to feel like. So it was just probably a first meet type of thing, but as the rest of the season goes on, it won't be like that.
You talked a lot about the growth that you've seen from yourself and this team
Yeah.
from obviously year one to year two. For each of the two of you, right, you come off of this freshman really finding a role immediately with this team. How do you feel like that each of you have grown from last year's lessons, and why do you feel like you're stronger in each of your respective roles this season with the program?
For me, I'm a top this year, not just a tumbler. So there's a lot of new things for me. But again, I don't get nervous. So it's kind of just making sure I'm focusing on the technique. And my base is Bless, and I trust her with my life. Like, I literally call her the GOAT because she's so incredible. Like, even before the first meet, she took me to the corner and, like, gave me a pep talk. And, like, even just that carries me through. She'll speak to me as she's throwing me in the air. Like, that right there just puts full confidence in me also to know that, like, yeah, like, I'm not falling. And if I am, she's going to catch me, but that's not even a possibility. And I just feel so confident up there. I really do enjoy being a top now. I found my groove now, and now it's just they know that they can trust me with those kind of things. And being a tumbler also, you know, my triple whip, that's easier now. It's like breathing, can do it with my eyes closed. So this year is just nice. I'm kind of finding my groove now.
I want to ask you guys, just Blessyn mentioned it a little bit, but whoever feels most comfortable talking about them, just what you've seen from Nyla and Naya so far this year. They're just two freshmen. You guys were a pretty big freshman class. Just what have they done? What's impressed you so far?
I think that those two freshmen have definitely stepped up in the tumbling aspect from the year before. I feel like we lost a lot of like key tumblers, both in our team event and our tumbling event. And it was a big job for them to have to take on, but they're both freshmen. They're both in tumbling event and team event. They contribute heavily to our tumbling start values. So I'm really proud of them and everything that they've put forward. And also the great scores that they've been bringing to us as well. They've definitely earned their place on the mat.
I'm sure if you guys have had a chance, or I know I haven't had a chance to ask you, but obviously a couple months ago, maybe don't die 2 months ago, obviously the NCAA, race acro and tumbling to championship stats. I'm just wondering, what does that mean for each of you individually to see the sport being recognized now by the NCAA and hoping to see more colleges putting this as a program and elevating the competition, hopefully taking the sport to new heights and new levels over the next several years to come?
I'll go first. I think it's a great thing that we're finally becoming NCAA championship status team or sport. Although I won't be competing in the first NCAA championship. I think that it's been definitely a long time coming. We've been talking about it since my freshman year, which was 5 years ago. So there's been so much groundwork being put in. Our coaches have been doing so much, meeting with the board and going over at each level. And I think that from now we will definitely only see acrobatics and tumbling grow and move up. Just as far as new skills joining, more girls coming and participating, I think that it's definitely a good step forward for the sport.
For me, the big reason why I joined Oregon was because they were so helpful with other teams. And like, even when you think of Oregon Acro and Tumbling, I still think of Oregon first because when I came here, they were so incredible and so helpful, and they continue to help other schools like become whatever they need to be, whether that's like always like talking to them. They're always having meetings, and I love how helpful they are. It's pretty incredible, and that's why I joined, was just because like we're not just helping us, we're not just competing, like we're helping other teams become what they need to be. And for it to now be approved is like so incredible, because like now just even like other sports around here like, oh, like didn't y'all get approved for the NCAA? So it's like nice to see that it's not just a certain amount of people seeing it now. It's like we are a real sport, and like other people are seeing that too.
I know for me personally, I came from acrobatic gymnastics, and before I knew what acro and tumbling was in college, I just thought that I was gonna end my acro career after I graduated high school, and then to know that there was acrobatics and tumbling in college, and to now have it be an NCAA sport is completely awesome. And I know that next year we have a lot of recruits from acrobatic gymnastics, which is awesome to know that all the younger generations are able to continue what they love to do in terms of acro, and I'm just really excited for what's to come.
And to add on to that, I think that having so many girls coming to acrobatics and tumbling from acrobatic gymnastics, it's like it's improving our sport even more. We're like seeing skills that we've never seen before. I'd never seen anyone do a slide to split until Angelica came last year, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then like it just, our sport is growing so much with the skills that are in it. It's becoming so much more competitive, and I think that it'll be really exciting to see when new schools join and the competition level continues to grow.
I just wanted to ask you guys about Ashley. I know she's a new assistant coach. You guys have had a couple new ones this year, or these past couple of years. Just, I'm not sure exactly who she's been working with, so if you could fill me in on that, and then also just how's she been?
Coach Ash is great.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
She's really great.
she helps a lot with top 24, and then she also helps a lot with the people who are not in starting lineup, to help them continue to like nurture their skills and grow and learn. But she's a great coach. If you're getting a correction and you're just not like quite understanding it, she's really good at rewording it to try to help you understand. She's really good with hands-on help as well too, and like she's really active with her feedback, and you can tell that she definitely wants the best for us as a program, and also that she just loves acro. And she always comes in with a smile and a good attitude, and it's always so fun to see her. So yeah, I'm really happy that she's a part of our coaching staff.
Just what does success look like on Saturday? I mean, it's like a win, but like, is it like getting those nerves out? Like just what do you want to come out of Saturday with?
On Saturday, I think that success will definitely be defined by a win, but also by improving and growing in confidence in our skills. It's one thing to do the skills and to keep them in the air, but it's another thing to compete them and hit them with confidence. And I think that that's the part that we're missing this year a little bit. So success on Saturday will definitely look like winning, but also competing with confidence and putting our best foot forward. And additionally, hitting team event, because we need to do that. It's make or break. Yeah.
Is that something how do you measure we got confidence this time? Like, is it just like a feeling, or is it like something you like see?
I think it's a feeling, and I think that it starts even from just the warm up on the side. You can tell, and I think we've been around each other for so long that you can tell when someone is hitting their skills, and you're like, they're ready to go out there and hit it. Like they're gonna take this and they're gonna do it the best that they can. And then you can also tell when sometimes people you see them hit it in warm up, but you can still see like those wheels turning in their head, or maybe one more rep, or maybe overdoing it. I think that finding the middle ground and feeling that feeling on the side, we'll know from there if we're gonna go out there and compete with confidence or not.
Curious, you guys had a lot of additions to the roster this year. One athlete that wasn't a freshman that was an addition was McKenna Guidish.
McKenna!
What you've seen from her, what she's added to the locker room, or just your overall, the meet in your competition?
I would say she fit in very well. Her confidence level, the competitiveness, even when something isn't going right, she's still going to continue to push through. Like, you see it at practice every day, whether that's a new tumbling pass, she's a new top, they're trying it on someone else. Like, she puts full confidence into it. She tries her best, and she just has such a good attitude. Like, her, coming in the sophomore class with us, like she fits in perfectly. Like we love her and love to see her in the green.
And Blessyn, as a senior this year or graduate student this year, as someone who has come up through the program, you guys have a pretty young roster with a lot of underclassmen. How does it feel for someone like Briya to kind of instill confidence in you as a leader, as someone who's like come up since being a freshman with this program and now be that leader and feels like a big voice in the locker room?
I think that it's definitely been different this year because I am probably the oldest in starting lineup now, but I think that I've done a good job at finding a happy medium in a place where I know when my voice is needed, but also not getting too wrapped up into myself, because while I am a leader on this team, it's not my team. And when I leave, it's going to be their team. So like you have to allow like the younger classes that are participating heavily in starting lineup now find their voices and find their groove, so that when I leave, that same leadership and that same like mentality is still there in the locker room. So I think that's what I've been trying to do the most, and I think that's what I've learned the most. Obviously, it's good to hear like the feedback about how I've been impacting people so far throughout the season, and I hope to keep doing that. But I also hope to keep hearing their voices too, because it just makes me happy for the future.
Outside of being a leader for the team, is there anything you're doing like personally to try to savor this like final year for you?
I think I'm definitely just trying to take it like one step at a time. I think last year was very different for me because I was savoring every moment with my class, and I was like, I'm so happy. I just want to like take in everything. And I think now this year, it's less about myself personally and more about like what I'm going to leave behind or what I'm going to leave for the younger girls. And I think that that's what I've been doing the most.
We need to know because this is our senior year.
Right.
So I know what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I think I'm taking it one step at a time. It's good. This is like my last year of fun before like the real world.
That's like this.
Yeah.